What is your name? Where are you from? And where do you go to school?
My name is Leila. I'm from San Diego, born and raised, and I go to school at High Tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about High Tech High. What's your favorite thing about school right now?
Favorite thing? Right now we're doing a project. It's called Ethics, and we're kind of basically going on field trips and then doing a project based off of the field trip.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Favorite subject?
Subject, it was always math.
Math?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like about math?
I think it's because there's like one solid answer. That's it.
Listen, people say that. What's your favorite subject? Math, because it's not an opinion.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
I'm good at opinions though. I like history too.
Okay.
Because I'm good at remembering stuff, and I'm good at like figuring out stuff, and I love learning about history, Black history mostly.
Yeah. Black history.
Yeah.
What do you think is something most people don't know? Well, I'm gonna put you to the test. What do you think is a fact about Black history that most people don't know?
That most people don't know is that Black history is basically, it kind of forms off of American history, but they don't tell it a lot, and they don't tell the like right stories and the true stories, and they kind of of like what's true and what not.
Do you have an example? So like, for example, we all know Martin Luther King spoke at the Washington Monument, right?
But we also don't talk about Malcolm X. He was also a good one, but people don't talk about him because he did it differently than Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King did it in a nicer way, in a more liberal way. Malcolm X did it in a way that was like
not as politically correct.
Yeah,
Malcolm.
For everybody's judgment.
Who would be your preference if you had to follow one and follow both? But if you had to follow one, would you say you would follow if you were alive back then?
It would probably, if I was alive back then, it would probably be Martin Luther King, because he did it in a way that wasn't like gonna basically like full on cause me to get hurt and like kind of put me in the position of like I can die in this moment. But like for like Malcolm X, he kind of did it in a way like we need our rights, and like he's like being for real, and he didn't do it in a nice way. Then Martin Luther King did.
Right.
So people talk about Martin Luther King, I'm gonna talk about Malcolm. That's good too.
Right. I love that. What else do you like? What's important to you right now?
What's important to me right now? It's really like sports. I'm into a lot of things. I want to try coding.
Coding?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the things, and I want to try something new.
Sports. What sports do you play?
I play basketball and flag football.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you start playing basketball?
6, and then I left.
6 years old?
Yeah, 6 years old, and then I left for like a long time.
Okay.
Because my dad was alive, and I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. Because
was he your coach?
Out. No, my dad got kicked out of the gym,
stand?
and he couldn't be in there. So I was kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. You just ruined the whole experience for me. I stopped. Then I got really back into it when I was like 10 or 9. I played for a club team, and they were called EBO.
Yeah. So that was my fun fact.
Yeah.
That was the first year EBO Girls was created. That was the team I was on.
Oh, really?
So I was part of the first ever EBO.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. What brought you back to basketball?
I think it's because I always loved the sport. I always watched it with my dad growing up, and my family is a big basketball and sports people. So I always had a love for the sport, and I was like, let me try it again so I can see if I like really like it. And I do, but I also fell in love with flag football during the time that I found that I had a love for basketball too.
Okay. How did you fall in love with football?
So my cousin, she was like, do you want to go to practice with me? It's for flag football. And I was like, sure. I was spending the night at her house. I bought her clothes and all this stuff, her cleats. And I went to a practice, and I like loved it. And I was like, oh, I want to try this out.
What did you love about it?
I don't remember. I just feel like I just loved the way the practice went, and I liked the coach.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And then I went to a team that was called the Black Widows, and like we love the team. They're kind of like a family to us now, because like we created like a bond with each other, and we kind of have like similar family dynamics. So it was kind of like it became more fun. I got a good coach in flag football. Her name is Coach Gina.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, it just took off after that.
What would your teammates say about Leila? How would they describe? How would your teammates describe you?
I think they would call me like mature and quiet, and like I'm a good catcher.
Okay.
Okay. Also, they would kind of say I'm nice too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose between basketball or football for your future, which one would you choose?
I think I would go with which one that I love the most, because
Which is what?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out because I love them both equally, and like right now I'm trying to figure out during high school time like which one do I actually want to like do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to put more work into? Okay, what if basketball and football are off the table? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to run a business.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of business?
It can be any kind of business. I'm trying to figure out what kind of business, but I want to run something for my own.
Have you thought about, because that's very forward thinking.
Yeah.
Have you already thought about college and like life
Yes.
after? Do you have a dream college?
It used to be UCLA. and
Oh,
then-
I went there.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
And then it changed over time, and then I started looking at black colleges, and I was like, oh, I would love to do this.
Girl, you better say that with some pride.
Yeah, I would love to.
Say that with some pride.
I would love to do this.
HBCU.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to do this. And some of my family went to HBCUs too, but my dad wants me to stay out here, but I kind of want to go away and like see the travel. I also want to travel when I get older too.
Perfect segue.
Yeah.
You want to travel. If you could pick anywhere in the world to go, where would you go?
Fiji.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good one.
Fiji.
Why Fiji?
I think I like the island, and I was like, I liked the name when I was little. I was like, Fiji, Fiji.
I used to say I wanted to go to Fiji because of the water bottle.
Yeah.
And then I was like, does the water bottle even have anything
No.
on it?
It has nothing to do
That's
with
nothing.
It has nothing to do with it. Fiji, or I want to go to Jamaica or Thailand.
Mmm.
My mom has a video of me taking her phone singing on it. It embarrassed me to this day.
And you're like, I would never do that now.
No.
Why?
I don't know. I think as you get older, you start to like be like self-conscious.
Mm. Are you confident?
Yes, and in myself, I'm self-confident. In certain things, I'm not. In certain things, I am.
Okay.
But once I build confidence, then nothing can stop me, really.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. What are you not confident in?
What am I not confident in? Reading.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. That is very honest.
Yeah.
Is it something that has been a challenge?
Yeah. For
Yeah?
my whole life.
How do you face that challenge?
How do I face it? I kind of like go through it over the time. It kind of like gets to me sometimes in like certain days, and sometimes it doesn't. But like, yeah, reading is not big for me, and reading and writing.
I really appreciate you sharing that challenge, because a lot of even grown-ups wouldn't say that publicly,
Yeah.
right? But I think one, a lot of people can relate to it, but two, I think it speaks to what you just said of I'm confident enough to say it and own it, even if it's something I'm not confident in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, I feel like that,
But yeah, speaking is what I'm confident in.
good,
Yeah.
good.
I have
That's good.
strong opinions on a lot of
You have
things.
strong opinions.
Yeah.
Good.
I have strong opinions, so I kind of like, people might think that I'm coming at them, but I'm just saying my opinion.
So outside of quiet and goofy, is opinionated
Yeah, I'm
a word, you
yeah.
think?
Yeah, I'm opinionated too.
What's the one part of yourself that you want to grow the most in? So like for me, I wanted to be more patient. Like I was not patient at a certain point, and now I feel like I'm like really patient, and I just feel
Yeah.
more calm and more, so like patient was one that
I think something I want to work on myself is overthinking. I
mm,
overthink a lot.
that's a really good one.
Yeah, I overthink a lot with like a lot of things, because I'd be like in my head like, was that wrong? Like, did I do something? Like, like just be thinking in my mind, and that kind of relates to like my school too. Like I kind of overthink stuff, and then I'd be like just sitting there not doing a thing and just thinking about it.
It pauses you.
Yeah.
What are some things you do to like relax you or maybe not overthink as much?
Things that I do to try to not overthink as much is just like kind of be like your like trying to like tell myself like you're good. It's not nothing you can worry. It's not something you can worry about.
Right.
It's like it'll be fine. Probably everybody has done it before, or probably people are in the same position as you. So I kind of like try to like ease myself.
Good.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite artist? Do you have one?
My favorite rap artist is Kendrick.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think he's like everybody's favorite rap
Yeah.
artist now.
Yeah, everybody. I liked him before he got like
right.
big, because my dad loved him and he used to play them in the car.
Yeah.
My favorite R&B artist, Aaliyah. That's why I got a lot of shirts.
That's a. She's older.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You like
I'm
the old
kind of
school.
old school because my parents
Drilled it in you.
Yeah, old school music.
Who do you think is better, LeBron or Jordan? Who was your answer?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Because my dad is a Chicago fan, and it was been implanted in my brain.
So not because you've ever seen him play, but
No, I've seen like videos and
Right.
stuff, and I've seen like stats, and I looked it up.
okay.
I kind of like when I like get interested about something, I look it up and like try to figure it out.
Love that. So you're 15,
Yes.
and my son is 13, and we were just in a conversation
Mhm.
about this. LeBron is 40.
Yeah.
Jordan is 60 something.
Yeah.
Should we start including another person in the who's better conversation?
Yeah. I think they're gonna start including Steph in the
Okay.
conversation.
But Steph is almost 40.
Yeah.
So is there a younger person that?
Probably Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Because they kind of think he's like Jordan, like
Right.
the younger version of Jordan.
Okay.
So, and I like the way he plays too. He's a good player.
So if you had to choose between Ant and LeBron, I love how Kobe's not in this. I don't love how Kobe's not in this, but I digress. Ant or LeBron, who are you picking?
LeBron.
Okay.
Because even though LeBron's 40, he still does the same thing that he does all his years. So it's like crazy.
You're 15.
Mhm.
What advice would you give yourself in middle school?
Myself in middle school.
Because a little background. So when we walked up, my son's 13, and you were like, he's in 7th grade. Oh yeah, I remember being in 7th grade. Like,
Yeah.
whoo. So what advice would you give yourself? then?
7th grade me, I would kind of give myself to like relax and like don't overthink. Kind of like everything's gonna be Yeah, because 7th grade was a lot for me. So I'm just like, yeah, I would probably just tell myself you're gonna be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't asked this yet, but I'm curious. So that's the advice you would give yourself. Is that kind of advice you would give other little girls?
Yeah, I would just tell them that everything's gonna be okay. Middle school is not really like the best years of your life. It's kind of like the start of like, oh, you're growing up. So it's kind of like you're getting out of elementary, you're
Yeah.
kind of growing up more. So it's kind of like hard. My parents told me then they will never go back to middle school in their life.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
You're like, I don't want to go back
yeah,
to that.
I don't want to go back to
Okay, and maybe this answer is different. What advice would you give to boys?
that. In middle school?
Yeah, or now? What advice would you give to boys?
Now?
What do you think is good for boys to know?
About school or middle school?
Anything that comes to mind. Because it's easy for us to be like, oh, I can relate to other girls, right?
Yeah.
But we interact with boys all the time too,
Yeah.
right? So is there anything that you think would be helpful for boys to know?
I think for boys to be themselves, because sometimes boys follow a crowd and they try to be a person, but like just be yourself.
How do you know when you're happy?
When I'm like truly happy,
Yes.
I think when I'm like truly happy, I think it's when I'm either like with people that I love or I'm not in a like crazy space in my life and like, or I went through something that's crazy and it's like it's over now and it's just like then now I'm like, okay.
You've been alive 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
From what you can remember, what do you feel like has been one of the happiest moments of your life so far?
It's a hard one. I think the most happiest moments in my life, honestly, when I was younger.
Give me an example.
Probably when I was younger, because it was more carefree for me. I didn't know as much. I was kind of like, basically in like my own world, and not like in the world, but like in the world, but not in the world.
Not of the world.
Yeah.
You were like in
Yeah.
your own space. Yeah.
And then as I got older, it's just, I got into the world and I started to learn about the world and it's just different.
Yeah. What does love mean to you?
Love?
From who Leila is right now?
I think unconditional, because my family has unconditional love, and that's what's basically like been taught to all of us.
How do you know your mom loves you?
Like when I got like my period for the first time, I was like in 4th grade. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in 4th grade, and I was like, and I forgot what a period was because I knew what it was. And
Yeah,
I was
4th
like,
grade's young.
Yeah, and I was like, wait,
what's
why is
happening?
why is it so red? And then I woke up the next day, and Mama was like, oh, you got your period. Let's do this, do that. Let's figure this out. And she was like, you can take the day off from school and do it. She allows me to take days off from school when I need it to. Yeah.
So that's how I know my mom loves me. She gives me space to.
Yeah, like mental health day. Kind of.
That's a really good example.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself?
Yes.
How do you know? What does self-love mean to you?
Self-love means to me, in a kind of way, like you accept yourself for everything that you are. So I accept myself for everything that I am now. I kind of like grown to like myself and who I am, and
Right.
that's what makes me confident, is liking myself and to be who I am.
I love it. Nothing else needs to be said. What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for like a good person and a humble person. Not really like a cocky person. I'm not a cocky person. I don't really like it to be cocky because I think it's just like too much for me. Like I feel like if you're humble and like good, people can know who you are.
What does humble mean to you?
Humble means it's like you show people who you are, but then you don't like brag about it. They'll just see
Hold
you.
that thought. That's good. So you want to be remembered as humble.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to just give another word. We got to make up another word. So we want to, because you know by definition.
I wanted to be remembered as a confident person.
There you go. Great shift.
But cocky is not really like, cocky to me is like you want people to know you so bad that you do a lot and want people to see you. Cocky is not like Angel Reese. Angel Reese is not cocky. She's just confident.
Well said. Well said. So
She's
that's
just,
how you want to be.
Yeah, as her. Like she's just confident. But people look sometimes as girls being confident as cocky because girls are supposed to be pretty and petite and all that kind of
quiet.
stuff. And quiet. But like when a girl is confident and speaks her mind, people don't like it, and then they call you out for it and call you cocky and call you aggressive and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of
great awareness.
Because I kind of am like, I speak with very much passion. So people can see it as like aggressiveness, but I'm speaking passionately, not aggressively to you.
Well said. And I hope that you can continue to remind people in those moments.
Yeah.
You know, that hey, this is not aggression. This is just passion. And I'm allowed to speak with passion.
Yeah.
So in 20 years, how old will you be?
I'll be...
Come on, good man, you're good at math. 35.
35, yeah. 35.
35, you'll be 35. So you'll be like my age.
Yeah.
In 20 years, you'll be 35.
Yeah.
What do you want Leila's world to look like?
Comfortable.
In what ways? That's a great answer. In what ways?
Comfortable in a way that like I'm doing what I want, and like also for me too, for my world to be comfortable, I kind of want I want to buy my parents a house, or let them stay at my house if I get a big house.
Yeah.
So I want them to be comfortable too. So like once they're comfortable, I'll be comfortable too.
Okay. Last question. Not using the word comfortable.
Yeah.
In 2 words, how would you describe Leila at 35 years old?
35.
How would you want to be described?
Confident and aware.
Why aware? That's good.
Aware with like everything that's going on with me and like the world too.
That's so good. That's so advanced. To be your age now and say, when I'm an adult, I want to be aware of who I am.
Yeah.
And obviously the world, because that affects, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is just so, it's such a testament to who you are. And I know from this conversation that you will never forget who you are. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yay!